the description. On
playing and now we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hi.
everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy
It's
hump day. Thanks for
The
tuning
sun
in.
is shining bright.
It
I gotta put
is.
the headphones on, y'all.
Why?
Because she
'Cause
can't
she
hear.
can't hear.
I can't hear.
You don't need
Y'all
to
know
hear.
she
You don't
wasn't
need to
here.
hear.
And I gotta hear. Yeah, I gotta
We're
hear.
right next to you.
But still, it make me, I don't know, it just do. It make me.
Y'all are so funny when y'all say y'all can't hear and we sitting right next to you.
Clearly can hear.
Like right here. You
Clearly.
can hear
This
me.
is better for me.
Why?
I don't know. It just do something.
It just does something for you.
It just do something.
I guess. Okay, well,
We are
thanks for
here.
tuning in. Yes, we are here and we are flipping this over. We are flipping this over to Maya because it is her topic week, as y'all can probably tell.
They know
trying to
they know
say.
when it come around to Maya.
They know
Mhm.
when it's my.
She's
when
a
it's my
very
turn.
freaky girl.
What we
So
talking
I don't
about,
get-
Maya?
I mean, I am
Because I really
a
wanted to take it
I am a
separately.
little
Like,
bit.
what is going on? You
At
want to
this
tell
point,
us
you want to
something?
tell us something?
You want to tell us
I
something?
knew somebody was gonna say that.
Ooh.
I mean, I
Tell
can
us
tell. I mean, I
something.
am gonna put a little personal spin on it too, because anytime I pick a topic, it's because it intrigued me in some manner. So I got a whole preview. I got a whole
Intriguing
prelude.
minds want to know.
You see what I'm saying? Intriguing minds.
We learn something new
No.
about you every Wednesday.
I know.
You see, get to know me. Get to
I'm still
many layers,
traumatized from the one.
many layers,
I
many
am
layers.
traumatized.
So,
And y'all got me right next to it.
Right
You
next
know what
to
I'm
you.
saying?
That's your
Like,
partner.
let's
so
go.
please,
Oh, here we
okay.
go.
So please understand, this is not. So we're not gonna have a conversation about it necessarily from a place of agreement or disagreement. We just want to have a conversation about the subject in totality. And so I was intrigued because when we hear, so for anybody who joined us, we talking about poly, not to be
So just
confused with polygamy.
I was
'Cause
going to
now-
ask you that.
Right, we not talk about polygamy. Polygamy is illegal.
And what about
That's having two wives. So we're not talking about polygamy.
Oh,
We are talking about.
Didn't know that.
See, look,
You did your research.
I'm about to
huh?
teach y'all something on today while we
Okay.
on
Even though we
live.
don't want to learn
It's
it.
illegal. Wait, she said it's illegal, right?
Oh,
Polygamy,
okay.
polygamy
Okay.
is illegal. So
Okay.
polygamy it's illegal in the United States. I do believe there are some countries where polygamy is not illegal, but
So
we are.
question. Is polygamy just the term for getting married?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
But you
So
can
legally,
still
you
live.
can't
we are
marry
not-
two wives. Two. You
So
know.
you can't.
legally you
Be
cannot
married
be
to
married
two
to two different people.
Okay.
But
No.
you do what you want in your household and call it.
Right, but
what you wanna
legally
call it.
on paper, I done got my paperwork, marriage certificate. You cannot be legally married to two people.
So how's it
So
called
what's
a
it called?
marriage?
We're not talking
Oh, we're
about
not talking
polygamy.
about. Sorry.
So what is it called for just without the marriage? What is that just?
So
poly?
that's what we're talking about today, and I can never pronounce it right, so I just say poly lifestyle, but it's polyamorous.
Okay,
I believe
what
that's how
thought
you
so.
pronounce it.
It is polyamorous.
So we are
Okay.
talking about polyamorous today, and
Why you
so
ain't let us know that.
I did let y'all know. Did y'all not read the video? So y'all don't be paying attention.
That's
And so
I got
just
it.
and so just to give you guys a little bit more in terms of the name itself, the term polyamorous means loving many. And so what intrigued me about this is because in a society point of view, we hear about polyamorous from a sexual place. Meaning, and it's often men that do it, and we internalize that as a man just wanting to have multiple partners. They just want to be able to cheat.
Okay.
Even that's how I interpreted it until again scrolling on TikTok, and I came across AJ Johnson. And so for those of you who may be joining us who do not know who AJ Johnson is, AJ Johnson was the dark-skinned girl from House Party.
And she's Jody mama.
And she was Jody Mama, absolutely. So she was
And
doing
she
it
a
in.
freaky bean.
I do not think she's no. Listen to what I'm
No.
saying. So if y'all did not watch, so for those of you guys joining us who did not watch that interview, because I can't play it, I'm gonna try to
wish we
recap
could
it
tag
as much
it.
as
Why
I
you can't
can.
play it? You can play it. and
I
put
don't
it up
want to
your
play the
mic.
whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give y'all the background on it. But they asked her about her poly lifestyle. Now, first of all, she's the first woman that I have ever heard talk about poly out. Normally it's men. So
Definitely.
that was the first thing that intrigued me. So when they asked her, would she ever talk about it? Does she like it? And she said, I love it. And she said it just like that, her whole face lit up. So then they went on to say, what do you love about it? And so this is the part that intrigues me. So for her, it's not a sexual thing. She has multiple partners, and I say partners boyfriends, men friends, whatever you want to call them. She has multiple people because she's a multifaceted person, meaning that she has various different things about herself that she likes: travel, fitness, spirituality, diversity. And so because she apparently could not find one individual that embodies all the things that she loves and that makes her her, she took on that poly lifestyle. She literally says, I have a guy that's my spirit that I pray with. I have a guy I go to the gym with. I have a guy I travel with. And they know what this is. And she said, I do this because these are things that make me me. And so then when I thought about that, because I'm always going to take it personal, I understood what she said. Now we have to understand because relationships come with compromise. You're not going to get a partner that embodies everything. So I'm not talking about taking the top off the toothpaste. I'm talking about things that really make you who you are. And so when she said that, it's like I took that as, if I'm with somebody, I know I love to travel. Travel is a thing for me. Like if I'm not traveling, I'm not happy. So if I'm with somebody who either can't travel or doesn't like to travel, maybe they scared, maybe they finance messed up, they can't do it. What happens in that relationship? Either I have to stop traveling and compromise, which is eventually going to cause me some discomfort, some resentment, or this person has to compromise and say, well, I love you enough, I'm going to go. So then they go, and what if they don't have a good time? So now I'm not having a good time because you really don't want to be there, but this is something that I love to do. And I'm going to even bring it closer to me personally. I love to go to the strip club.
Do you?
Love it.
Never knew that.
And not just regular strip club. I'm talking about P-Valley Mercedes experience.
I know where you did that.
Where is that
Here.
even at?
Right. Where do you
No.
get that experience?
Oh. Okay. Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
Where's
so-
that even at?
Where's what at?
The
That
P
kind of
Valley
strip
experience.
I don't think they
You
have
let
them
us-
anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
Because I haven't been lately. I think the
But what is
dynamic.
that experience like? What?
So
like,
for me, I enjoy the strip club because I really want to see the pole action. I want to see them dance. I don't just want to see females clapping their ass. Like, so when I go for, and when I say Mercedes experience, if you watch P Valley, Mercedes was a dancer. She did pole tricks. She was like really dancing on the pole.
The
Like that was-
entertainment.
she did
Okay.
entertainment.
okay.
So I love the strip club for the entertainment purpose of it. So that's something that I enjoy doing. So I had an individual who didn't like to do that,
Marlon.
who didn't like to do it.
So you someone you was with it?
I was with somebody who did not
like.
like the strip club.
But
So
At all? Like
At all. It was
female
not-
or male?
no,
I
was
mean,
not
not
his-
male. I'm sorry.
Right. No, it was not
Sorry.
his thing. Like that wasn't something that he wanted to do. And maybe he didn't just want to do it with his mate, but it wasn't something that he wanted us to do together.
So what fascinated you to make you like, other than that experience? What
I like
draws
the-
you to it?
To the strip club?
Yeah.
Because they can dance. I wish I could do it. So I am literally mesmerized. So I don't want to go if ain't nobody dancing. And that if somebody asked me to go, I'd be like, is it a ghetto strip club where it's just a whole lot of naked people, or is they for real about to get on the pole and turn some tricks? Because I don't want to just see ass and titties. Like I want
But
to
I
see.
don't even think that's here anymore. Like you say, I
Yeah,
don't think that
it's-
experience.
Right.
This is all about the butt clapping.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so when I originally started going, it was really, I went to ones that had girls that really knew how to work a pole. And I'd be mesmerized by that. And that's something that I enjoy doing. So
You can watch it on YouTube
it ain't
or
the same.
She wants.
So
to-
That's like a porno,
fast
huh?
forward, and the reason why
I
I'm saying
guess.
this is so fast forward. So we was together, so he compromised and we went. He didn't have a good time. And so I really couldn't have a good time because now I'm worried about you having a good time. But this is something that I really love doing.
I can relate to that.
So when I heard her say that, to me, I took it as that's probably why people date multiple people. And don't get
Because
me
they don't want
wrong.
to compromise.
Don't
Oh,
get
wow.
me this. We.
I mean, that's what it's saying.
But
Basically,
it seems
it's
that way.
basically
Again,
what you're
yep.
saying.
But
So I will
again,
comment what you
let me
say
say-
about what her name.
let me say what I'm saying. I'm not saying again. We talk. I'm not. Nobody should have to compromise who they are as an individual to be in a relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I think that it's a person out here that will embody everything you need in a relationship? Absolutely.
Mhm.
How lucky are we that we may find that person?
you
I don't
missed
think.
something she said though.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's. I don't think
She
we-
also said when she find the right person,
right.
right. So,
So,
this all
I
still
feel like
is
you
a
settling.
game.
It's
just
settling.
all
I
still,
feel
No,
like
no,
it's
no.
just
it's all
settling.
still
So
a
wait,
game.
She
fun.
also mentioned that even though she enjoys poly, her soul is monogamy. She would want to be that,
Exactly.
but
Right.
she
She
has
can't
yet to met an
find-
American man or just a man in general, African American man
Right.
that embodies
She
all
definitely
of what
put that
she
in there,
wants to do.
African American
Right.
man.
And a lot of those things that she's not willing to give up.
And
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
the
'Cause
point
she's not
that
gonna
I'm making.
sacrifice her happiness for that.
That's
So
the
that's
point.
the reason why she's kind of choosing poly.
And I could feel that. Like when she said that, I was like, oh my God. Because again, I do believe that it's a person out here for everybody. But again, I'm a little skeptical on how many of us will really find that person. Because I don't care what anybody says. I believe that marriages, relationships are compromised, but I don't believe that you have to compromise your genuine happiness. So I'm not talking about things that you can settle on, but I'm talking about
So-
things
But
that
those
really
are
So
make
we
you
small
happy.
things,
Yeah,
though.
those are
To-
okay.
To me,
what's
those
So I
small
guess it
things?
depends on what the things are.
Yeah,
that
I
you
mean,
want-
Because I
saying
won't
to-
compromise something that's really big for me. Like I'm not gonna
Right,
compromise
so that's
my
what I'm
faith
saying.
to be with somebody I found that I
But
love
to-
and like
but-
so much.
But to go
little
out
things,
or to go on a trip or a strip club, or if you really love somebody, those things become small.
it depends on
Not-
what they are.
It depends
mean,
on
really
what they
do.
are.
Those
But if that's
things,
something that
those
makes
things
you
that
happy,
she named, those are
but
small things.
not to everybody. If
I
that's
mean, I
really what,
guess.
if that's really what makes you happy, and again, I threw those. Really, it comes down to what really makes you happy. What really makes Maya happy? Because I should not have to.
You don't think that's a little
compromise
bit selfish?
No, because again, you only get one life to live, so I'm not gonna compromise my happiness for nobody. I've been there, done that. I'm not going back. So again, if I have to and again, I'm not talking about just trivial things that I can compromise on, because there are some things I can compromise on, but things that make Maya who Maya is and genuinely make me excited and happy to do, I'm not gonna compromise on
Okay.
those things.
So if you were in a poly relationship, what would you benefit? What would be your benefits from it?
Being able to enjoy all of the things that I am able to enjoy and not having to compromise those things. Having somebody who like to go to church. Maybe this one over here, I might love you, but you don't, I might really love things about you, but your faith with God is all messed up. I need to go to church. So I got dude over here, we going to church. I like to travel. Maybe you got fear. You don't want to be on a flight for 12 hours. I'm trying to go out the country. I ain't talking about Chicago, Atlanta, Vegas. I'm talking about I'm trying to take a trip.
So you
Think
don't.
that's dating.
But what I was just about to say that, like, ain't that
That's what I
basically
thought.
like
That's
dating?
dating.
So I think it's a form of dating. But again, I think what happens is you date and then you develop these feelings and these relationships and this closeness with a
So-
person, but they don't give you everything that you need.
So
So I think
That
that's when it
is,
expands.
I like
into-
that.
I think it starts as dating, but it's also, I think the poly part comes in when you start making those semi-commitments with multiple
Yes.
people. That's where the poly come in, because it sounds like dating, but that's just me dating. I'm not
Right.
falling for nobody. We're just hanging,
Right.
having a good time. But when you put poly on it, now we're in some commit. We might live together.
But it's said that we are all emotional. So how are you not emotional in a poly relationship?
So
They
again,
probably
that
are,
was
but
one of
they're-
those videos
Ooh,
that
I
I
think
seen.
that's
Oh,
not a
okay.
sacrifice.
I mean, I
Do you
think that's a
not a
sacrifice. Yes,
sacrifice?
I
So
do.
one of the
Do you
For
think
me,
that's not a
it def-
bigger
For me, it would
sacrifice
be
than somebody.
some people are okay with that.
And
I mean,
again,
they are.
if y'all watch one of the videos, one of the ones that I sent y'all was somebody who said, if you are not healed, if you are not healthy, then poly is not for you.
That.
So again, this is just
True.
not some
agree
haphazard
with
thing.
that.
I don't think no one is fully healed. So being healed to be in a poly relationship,
You have
just
to be
sounds
open.
crazy.
Again, you have to be
So it
open.
depends on what type of healed you're talking about.
Okay,
If you're
I'll
talking
go with
about
that
somebody
then.
who's in a relationship who's getting
So
cheated
you're
on
not
a lot,
supposed, and that's
that
what you said,
person
you're not
would need to
supposed
be
to do
healed
it.
before trying to
Right.
be in somebody's
Because
poly
poly
relationship.
isn't just because
But if
you
you're
wanna
just a
cheat.
person who's never been cheated
Right,
on,
because when I
and
heard
you
of
okay with
poly,
that,
all I
you'll
thought
be
about
fine.
was you freaky.
And that's what
you
I
know what I'm
thought.
saying?
Most people think.
Seriously, like
And
you
that's
a
what I
freak.
thought, and that's why I was so intrigued. Number one, because she was a woman, and number two, she took it deeper than just I want to have I can't commit, so let me just have like Neo. Neo just can't commit.
Why not just have an
See,
open relationship?
See, this is why
Like,
I was telling mom the other day. So although clearly,
Neo's not a
let's
freak,
be
by the way.
clear. No, so
You don't think
Control.
he's a
He a control.
He a
freak.
control freak. I definitely.
wait.
I
So
agree.
listen, although I personally could not indulge in poly, I wholeheartedly understand it. And the reason why I understand it is because it's so many people out here that are in relationships with women and men, whoever you're in a relationship with, right? You stepping out on your partner to go have sex with all these other people. Now you're endangering your family. You're endangering her. Now you probably got sad babies. Now you causing all this heartache. If you in your heart want to be with multiple women, poly is for you. I don't agree with getting into relationships and just being a serial cheater. So just be poly. That's why I said I understand it,
And that's
because if
why
you're a
it's not called
person who cannot,
relationship.
if you're a person who can't be tied to one person, be open about it. be honest about
But
it
then-
and tell that person
right,
what
but
you
then
into, and
also-
then you're gonna meet many women who are okay with it and just like you. So do that.
Just be
Be
open.
that
So
way.
why does it have to be okay? We listen and we don't judge. Okay, right. We judge a little bit, but I'm just
We judge a
no,
little bit.
no,
So,
no.
But it
Poly-
don't really
so
just
hold on
be.
one
It don't
second.
really
Let
be
me-
judging though.
let me
It just
answer
be
your
this
opinion.
is
Just
this
them.
you
That's
and this
what's
me.
them. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
answer Brooke real quick. So no, poly is not sharing a partner. Poly is having multiple partners. And when I say partners, again, I want to separate that from sex. So it's more like having multiple relationships.
So it's
So
poly,
so
it's
I could
bi-
maybe have
bi- I was
5
looking
different
it up.
boyfriends in a poly situation. So we not sharing that, but I have multiple different partners, multiple different
So
relationships.
poly
why
is
is it
not 3
broadcasted?
people living together. What is that?
It's
I mean,
poly.
relate. That's
It's
poly, right?
Yeah, I looked that up. It's poly.
Because you was saying like it's just one person with
and it
multiple
say it benefits
relationships. What
the
if it's
women
just
more than the man. The poly does.
because it's less stress? I see that, but
Yeah,
thought
and I
it
read
benefit
that.
the
Less
men
It's
more.
stress.
less stress on
Stability.
The woman.
The women.
I thought it was more
Oh,
benefit
but I
the
mean,
men.
no,
financial. I mean,
Financially, I did read that.
emotionally,
Better
wise.
communication,
3 checks,
friendship,
whatever.
more
Okay.
sexual.
I thought it
When
was
say
more
sex-
benefit for the
again,
men.
Again, when you talking about, I think, and even though they're not married, when they in a relationship living together, I would deem that more polygamy than polyamorous. Because again, if you read the definition,
Oh, there we go. That's the
polyamory
difference between the
can
two.
involve one relationship with multiple partners.
Poly.
Again, poly.
Okay.
Polygamy is again when you getting into that, like
Deep- that
the one
connection
guy
with,
that you see on the internet got 2 wives,
yeah.
2 wives, 1 husband.
Okay.
That's a form of polygamy, but
So
he's
it's a
probably
difference.
not legally married to them because you can't be legally married.
Right.
But they're living in one household together as one. That's
Ah,
polygamy.
So that's the difference.
That's
I didn't
polygamy.
know that.
That's the difference. And
And
they
what
can't
Neo
get
doing?
Neo has a poly lifestyle, so he
He
has
got 4 now.
He
Right?
has it's 7.
Mhm.
No, it's
Oh.
7.
Where did you get 7 from? Don't
No,
lie on him.
7. He just did an interview. He said it's 7 of them. Everyone gets a day of the week, and then they have a day where they all go together.
So
It's
he got 7 women.
He got 7 girlfriends, and each of them get.
Don't be back there talking about yap.
What he said? He said, yeah.
And he said, and
He
he
said,
did say in the interview that he wished that he would have been honest. But again, I think that his
Exactly.
I think that his is from a place, and again, I don't know. I've only heard a couple interviews, but I think his is more of in a place of a sexual.
I think so,
I think it is too. I definitely
don't
think
think
First
his
off,
is
I
like
think
AJ.
anybody who was in a committed relationship and just randomly went that route, it was always about sex because you couldn't keep it in your
I think
pants.
so,
You cheated
too.
a
Just
1,000
started it
times,
off
and all
that
of a sudden
way.
you say, you know what? I'm just gonna be potty because you couldn't.
And they said most people are in a 3-way relationship and they don't know it. Very true. So I would rather let's.
That's
just
why
have the
I said
conversation.
and
be
I'd rather
poly.
not know.
Why?
You
Because
rather not know if you in a 3.
I need
I don't
to
even
know.
want to know if I'm.
I think I want to.
You really think you can handle that truth?
That yes, that comes. I would
that
rather
you in a
you.
3-person
I would leave it. That not
relationship.
knowing, I don't want to know.
Right,
I
a
need to know.
3-person relationship.
I mean,
is
yeah, relationship. Sorry, yes.
but
Okay,
a 3-person
yes.
relationship, at least 2 people in that relationship. No, it may be one person.
I
That's
don't
blind.
think everybody exactly. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I really think it's some blindness to some of this. I don't think. Okay, it's not open. Is
What
there
do you
such
mean?
thing as an open? Like she said, one person might not
No,
know.
in this situation, you're supposed if it's a healthy. And again, back to the one
It's a
that
healthy.
if this is a healthy, if this
I'm
is a
just
healthy
confused. How is that
relationship,
healthy?
Did you hear
Listen
what I
to-
said? They
listen
come
to
up
what
with
I'm saying.
anything. I
if
just
this
can't
is
keep
if
up.
this is a healthy situation, then all parties have had a conversation. That's why I sent the
Okay.
one from the therapist that said this is not something that you just wake up and decide you want to do because you just want to have.
I did listen to.
You want to have a
one
freak
about
show.
that.
This
Yeah.
is not that. This is because you have decided and really have done some soul searching. You have healed whatever brokenness you got going on, and you have decided that this is the best way that you want to enter into a relationship with people.
So how do you think it go without using protection when they start having these kids and stuff? I
and
just
again,
can't.
if
They
you,
open
I
about
think
it.
if you truly,
You don't think
I
they go to
think
the
if
doctor
you
to get
are
tested
truly,
first?
They
I
do.
think
I
for
hope so.
me, I think if you're truly into it from a place of happiness, you not having sex with all of these people. In a perfect world for me, if I
Then
I
what
would
are you
have one
doing?
person,
Right? What do you just for
Did-
stability and
Somebody
traveling and all
lacking
that?
sex then.
somebody again back to what AJ said, it's not sexual for her. She has one person that she prays with. She has a person that she works out with.
So you don't think she having sex with none of them? I mean,
she
half of
has
them.
one that she has sex with. No, why she
I
got
think
to
it's
have
more than one.
Why?
She having sex with all of them. She
Yeah,
said
I think
it.
so.
But
I
she
think
did
said
mention
too.
that,
I think
yeah.
it's not. She never said she didn't. She just said it's
It's
not
not
about that.
it's not about
But
that.
I do believe she probably
But-
is.
and
but
maybe
she
she
didn't say
did.
it's
what
not about
if she's
it.
not having sex? What make it a
What else do you
relationship?
get with?
Then
Like,
why is
So
it
you
a
only have a
relationship?
relationship when you have a sex?
Well, no, because you got friends. and
You
stuff
have,
like that.
yeah.
but then why is it poly? Then how is it called that? How is
Because
it?
she has a and I'll use the word committed, but she loves these people for what they bring. So that makes it a relationship. And they have had a conversation.
Okay, I think I understand where you're coming from now. I think she's trying to say what makes it poly if these people are just friends you're hanging out with.
If you're not
So
having sex with
what
them.
makes it that word? Is it sexual?
It's the relation. It's the
No, I'm just
bond
saying
of
what
the
makes it that,
relationship.
because you can have a mind. Why can't we just call them our friends then?
Right.
I think that's what she's trying to ask.
because,
Why is it
because
poly?
she's
Why is
loving.
it-
Because from my
Because
understanding,
they
you loving
sexing.
them. You loving them as if this is a partner of yours,
So you look at them more of a partner,
right? They not just a
I mean,
But it's
friend.
not.
But when you be
officially.
having sex with them people though, if I'm
Yes,
just hanging out
that's
with
why I
you-
said she's
That's what I
having
said.
No, I'm
sex
just
with
asking
all
because
of
if
them.
I'm hanging
She's
out with this
definitely
person
having
all
sex
the
with all of them.
time and I see
So if
you
you
as my
dating
mate,
multiple people,
wouldn't I
you
be having
sexing
sex
multiple
with you?
people?
No.
No,
But
that's not
that's
But at
true.
some
dating.
point,
But at some
I mean,
point,
how many? Who you dating
you
for
ain't
2
getting
years and
serious-
ain't doing nothing with?
right?
If you just
I'm
going
not
out with them
wondering.
occasionally, they wouldn't be joining
And there's
your
some women that do date
poly or
multiple
whatever
mans
it
and
is,
sex
right?
all
You
of
would
them.
just
So
be
are we
friends with
saying?
them.
So what about the people who are just with one person and they don't have sex and they got married? So they not in a real relationship because we ain't sex.
They
so we got
are.
married.
No,
Say
that's
it
not
again.
the same.
You just said she not if she
Well,
can't be
wait
in
a
a
minute
real
till marriage to
relationship.
get have sex.
Yeah, you just said she can't be in a relationship if
No.
she's not having
I
sex.
said
But that's-
why.
But that's not a relationship.
But that's
So it's
I
not
Are
a
we
love
talking
you.
about relationship or are we not talking about relationship?
We talking about relationship, and Jen said she can't be in a relationship if
No,
she ain't
I
having
said
sex with him.
why is it not a why would it be not a relationship if she's not having sex with them? What would make it poly then? If this just a friend or this just
Because
somebody she going
have
on to travel,
established-
why
because
this
they
can't
have
be this my
established-
travel partner?
So
This
wait,
my
is this
gym
whole
partner.
is this whole conversation
I don't
on
believe
if
he
she's
was
having
not
sex with them?
settling.
And that's
I'm
what she said. She
confused.
has different men for different things. So these are men that she's in relationship with.
But
for
I'm
different
saying
things.
we can't believe that she's not sexing them.
I
That's all
can't
I'm
say.
saying.
All I'm saying is she said it's not about sex for her. So I took the sex out of it. I can't say she might be banging all of them. Maybe they had that.
I mean, because ain't that a pleasure?
I mean, I'm not a
of it?
slut
I
or
mean,
nothing,
I
but
would
I could
say,
imagine dating this man for 2 years and I only take him to church and
But
I
then-
love him.
But then
I'm
you
be-
also
I'm
have to
having
say
sex
she
with
said,
friends.
she said, so are the men allowed to do this? So maybe
She
the
did.
same-
She said
right.
as long as they're
so
okay.
maybe the guy that
yeah.
she's
as long as they
spiritual
okay
with,
with her,
he banging
yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah,
so
she
he
did
don't
say
gotta
that.
bang her.
Yeah, she did say that.
Again, we gotta think about it a little bit deeper than the surface, because she did say the men can be doing the same thing. So this is my spirit. This is who I pray with. When I need to get on my knees and pray, I need to intercede with God. This one I'm interceding with. When I need to get my back blew out, I'm calling Johnny from down the street. Come blow my back out.
I mean, I think that's just with a woman now. Like when you single
I
and you
was
got
just
one
about
that
to
you
say,
ain't got in
I
a
don't
relationship, I'm about to
understand
call
the
him to get my rocks off because I don't have a man.
And
And
I
so the
in the car
name-
Bob to
again,
come
let me
fix
go
my
back-
toilet
And I'm about to
because
have
I
old
need
boy
my
come
toilet
pay this.
Let me
fixed.
go back to the
Like,
Don't you
name.
start this
The
bell.
name is loving. I think loving many. So again, that's where the term polyamorous comes from. Loving many. So that's what makes it deeper than a friend. This is somebody that
So
I
I'm loving
love.
them.
I'm
Mhm.
loving them. Each one
So
of
you
these
could-
people
you-
I
You
love.
really think you could be in love with multiple men like that?
If they bringing something different to the table, yes.
Okay.
I love you because I can pray with you. I can't pray
so
with this
not in
joker
love,
over here.
but love you, because that's two different things.
Do I think you can be in love with multiple people? I do. I think that too.
That's a
I can-
headache. I
can't say
Very much so.
I
But
think that's a
it's true.
headache. Being in love with multiple
why
men,
is
I
it
can't.
why is it a headache?
It would be a headache for me. Now for you, maybe it's something different.
being in love.
In love, not love. In love with multiple men.
I think people do it all the time. That's why they all that what I said, the infidelity part.
That's
But
why
I
the
don't
headache-
think they
believe
be
that
in
for
love
men.
with one. One of them they not in love with. I don't think.
I
so.
don't think they're in love with all of them. I
No,
just
What
can't
do you
see
think?
it. I
Why?
don't.
If this
Entitlement.
person ignites
Yes, mental
something
illness,
in you,
Marlon. I agree.
I agree too.
if this person ignites something inside of you, if this person ignites something, you are in love because they ignite something in you. This person over here maybe
So
can't
you
ignite
telling
that.
me in my I'm in love with this man because he paid my bills.
No,
I'm in love
we're
with
not
this
talking
man
about bills. See, that's surface.
because we travel. I mean, but this is her.
These
excuse
are
for-
the things
these are
that
the
she's
things
saying
she's
that don't
saying,
make no
baby.
damn
That's not
sense.
making no sense.
I
I'm
wouldn't
in
care
love
if she
with-
was
she said-
AJ.
I
I
didn't
love
hear
that
that.
bills.
I
Okay,
didn't
wait,
say
I know-
nothing
I'm
about
in
bills. I didn't hear her
Can
say
we
nothing
be in
about
love?
bills. I heard her talk about
She said
things.
stability. Stability is making sure you.
I
right,
might have
straight, right?
respected it more if she said bills.
I don't
Her talking about traveling and
And
all
that
of
ain't
that
a gym
is-
partner.
again.
I can pray
it's
with
let me
my
like-
friend.
No, let me tell you.
insanity.
Some people are really. I have a friend who's a gym rat. He's serious about the gym.
I'm a
That's
gym
real-
rat too.
That's a real life thing that some people can't take away. So if I'm with somebody who don't want to go to the gym,
I'm
that's
not
gonna
going.
be a problem in my
I
relationship.
understand that part because we all are different. Everybody have different things that's, like for me, I enjoy poetry like heavily. So if I'm with somebody who just don't want to go do that all the time, it would be a strain on you. It would be just
And
like,
I do
oh
get
my
that part. I
God.
get that part.
But everybody has their different things that's really
That's
good
the
for
point I'm
you.
trying to
Yeah,
So
and I
if
do
it's
get
something
that.
that's really for me and you just hate it, like how we gonna make it work?
How we gonna make it work?
So
So we can try to make it
So you
work.
shouldn't
And I can
compromise at
compromise,
all?
or you can, but eventually compromise comes. That's where people
That's
get
where you
into,
get to settle.
that's where you get to settling. That's where you get to people cheating, because now I'm compromising. And at some point, if it's something that really makes me, I'm gonna begin to resent you because I've compromised that thing.
Let me find out you in a poly, and I don't know.
I ain't in no poly, but I will say I
feel
can.
like they just make up shit.
I
don't
feel
think
like
they
that
just
too.
make
I
up
don't
shit.
think it's
It's
made up.
just-
I
it
think it's
is.
real
It's
life. And
just
when you
made
think
up.
about the number of people that are out here
Okay.
cheating, and they cheat because they feel like they are lacking something. Now, don't get me wrong.
But
it's
don't be in
people
a
out here-
relationship
single.
then. Don't
Be
be in a relationship if you're going to
It's
cheat.
so
It's
simple.
so simple.
Oh my gosh.
they over
Crystal.
here.
I don't know how to do it.
Exactly.
And I do believe-
they can.
I-
Like
you
just
can.
be single.
You can't.
I
It's
just
so
respect the
simple.
line
You
with
can,
it.
if
And
you're
enjoy
single,
these
you can
things.
screw, travel, gym, strip club, everything that you want to do when you single. Why put a title on it?
Right.
That's what I want to know.
I mean,
I
'cause
want
if you
somebody
gonna
to bring
cheat-
it to me and say, why are you putting a title on it? None of those reasons. Nobody came
So basically,
with
just stay dating. Don't worry about poly.
I
Just
mean,
don't even worry
why
about
put
it,
a
right?
title on
But I
it?
think it's
Just
more
go ahead
than
and
dating.
date your
can
bitch.
Because they
date
probably
multiple
falling for these people. So
It's
they-
deeper.
So why is it so broadcasted? Why can't it be in your home? Why does it have to be like, oh, we in a poly? Like, why does it have to be so out loud?
Because that's what we do now.
That's
we
what
just
everybody do
loud.
now.
We
I'm-
loud.
What is these people calling
Because
themselves?
again, do we
all
think
the
poly just
other-
happened just
no,
right now?
not at
No.
all. Not at
They
all.
just wasn't calling it that. They was calling it cheating. They cheating on this person and
No,
cheating
they
But
on
now
that
it's
call it-
open.
No.
So poly ain't
Now
cheating.
it's open.
No,
Poly isn't cheating.
it
'cause
wasn't
everybody
cheating.
is
People been
aware.
doing
and
poly,
people's
and if
okay
you-
with it.
And if you go, people in other countries, this is not a new thing.
Oh, that's right.
Again,
That's
it
what
has
they was talking
become
about.
it has become more
It's a-
pronounced because that's what we do as a culture in the United States. We pronounce things. They got to be loud. They got to be bold. We got to over sexualize things. Because again, back to the origin of it, didn't come from a place of sexuality. It came from a place of I love multiple people. So let me give a name to something. And that's just what we do. They gave a name to it. But when it came over here to us, because we are so closed-minded on everything, then it became
A thing.
A thing.
Because in other countries there are. There's a lot of men who got multiple wives, or there's
But they have multiple wives.
and in
And
other
that's
countries,
illegal,
they
right?
that's because
that's
it's
it.
legal in there.
In some
It's just not
countries, it's
legal
not
here. That's what
illegal.
she's
Oh,
trying
okay.
to say.
I
Right.
thought you said
And then, like I
everywhere
said,
it was
in other
illegal.
countries,
No.
if you listen to her, that's what she said. She said when she goes to other countries, this isn't talked about the way we talked about here because
Because
it's
it's normal.
a normal. It's a normal situation that people have. But again, we are a
I don't think
closed-
it's normal. They just normalize it.
No, it was never. What he say?
What who say?
I thought he said something.
So again, I think and I hate that for us because again, you don't have to agree or disagree with it, but us as a people are so closed-minded to really, really try to sit and think and
That's what we're
decipher
talking
some
about.
things.
So that's why
And I
I
think
said
that's
I understand
what
that
the-
part because if it, like you said, if this
AJ
was a
Johnson.
thing, if it was a thing over in other countries, it was never going to be talked about because it was normal to them. Just like us just getting up, brushing your teeth. It's normal.
normal to
It's a
us.
thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But we over here, we were taught what's
over-
wrong and right
You know.
from whoever taught you that.
And I'm a relationship girl,
So-
so I just can't see how like they said when you started off of poly, I watched the on
But
TikTok.
if you was never taught to be
That's not
monogamous,
normal
you
to
wouldn't think polygamy was normal.
right.
And to be honest,
We were
I
taught
didn't
to be
again,
monogamous.
I
We were
didn't
taught- everything
realize
is taught.
I didn't realize that I could
I'm okay with that, though.
understand it until I heard what she said. Then again, I came. Now, is it something that I would enter or go out here and try to do? I can't say yes or no.
Mhm.
But based on what she said, again, I understood because I'm at a place now where there are certain things that make me happy. And there's certain things that I want. And yes, I would love to have those things from one partner. But I have to have certain things now because
Right.
they make Maya happy. And Maya is 44. I have more years behind me than I have in front of me.
Mhm.
So I don't want to spend my next years. And again, it was very surface of me
And
to
most
say the
people
strip
get to a certain
club.
age that can handle that. I mean,
Yeah.
I could never handle
So
it, but I
could
get
I
what
have
it
this
is.
conversation at 20? Absolutely not. I'd probably be swinging from some trees
Right.
if I was having
Like,
this
you wanna
conversation
what?
at 20.
Right.
Right. But again, I use the strip club thing very surface, but that's just again
But how do y'all think it come about? Like, how do y'all think that comes about?
maturity. It's a you have to it's
Really?
a mature conversation.
Maturity. I'm saying
Yeah.
like how.
Yep. I definitely agree with maturity because this is what happens when people get in their 40s and 50s too. Now they want to bring somebody in their bedroom when most people don't want to do that. They just want to be poly.
And again,
There's people that live
I
together
even
and
take it-
they marry
I
in
even
separate
take it here.
rooms and
I
all
even
kind of
take
stuff
it
like
here, 'cause
that.
Y'all know I've become very transparent since I
Oh,
got on this
Lord.
podcast. Again, I'm dating now.
So
Yes,
multiple-
Marlon.
multiple
Marlon,
or
Marlon. Marlon has said exactly. I'm trying to get some sense of it because nothing that
Definitely,
is
that's what
being
I'm
said
saying.
makes
I'm
sense
trying-
to me
Okay.
because we keep saying relationship, but then we said two people being in one house with one man. That's not poly.
That's
what
polygamy. I said that at the
Right,
beginning of the conversation.
right.
Okay,
We're
wait.
not
So
talking
you
about
said-
polygamy.
I think I learned
Right.
something.
So we
Let me
trying to
start.
say
I
what's
think
different.
I learned something. Let me
Okay.
explain it. If I learned it, please
Okay,
correct
so
me
maybe
if
you
I'm
can
wrong.
explain it
Let's
right.
see.
Go
I
ahead.
think I learned it
Let's
from this
see.
conversation.
Dummy it down or
Let's
whatever you
see.
need to
All
do.
right.
I need to see
I
it from
think
some
All
regular
type
black.
of angles, right? All type of
I
I
angles.
think
Go
I
ahead.
learned it. I
Go
don't
ahead.
know. I'm not 100% sure. Polygamy.
Mhm.
It can be what? Is it just 3 or it could be more? It could be
All
more,
of
right?
it
It could
be
be
more.
polygamy is
So
multiple
polygamy
wives.
is the more the relationship side of things because they all decided to make a commitment to them to each other. Them 3, they live
Okay,
together.
Yep.
Only reason why it's called polygamy is because they can't get married. It's illegal to do this,
Yep,
but
yep.
they can do it in their
Mhm,
home without
mhm.
marriage license.
Yep.
That's the difference between
Understand that one.
polyamorous.
Believe me, all this.
Polyamorous is the person who's dating multiples people. They don't have commitments. They're probably not even living together.
Well,
You
nothing
just-
is
they're
commitment.
just-
Nothing
You
you
is
just
commitment.
used a
No.
word
You said
that never
commitment.
was you.
That's
No,
relationship.
she said dating. Same thing. You just said they're dating multiple people. So why wouldn't it just be called
Because
dating?
most people who are dating for a purpose. They're dating to get married. They dating
Not
for
all
whatever.
of them.
Well, AJ
Nah,
said
not all
when
of 'em.
she find the right guy.
she has not found it. That's why she.
But
And
But
I
she want to
agree,
be
monogamous.
and I
monogamous.
agree with this too. She said she doesn't really think she's poly. She thinks she's single and she's dating multiple men.
That's
No,
what
she
I
said
said.
she's
I mean, she
poly.
said
But
poly,
she
She
but-
said
said
she's poly.
because
That's the
again,
definition of it. What they
that's the
got for
def-
it right
She
now.
That's
definitely
the
said
def-
she's poly.
that's the definition of it. And I think that's what we're
Okay,
missing.
so it's single and date multiples.
But I think what happens
Basically, I
is it's
But
if you go again to the definition and the origin
Definitely
of the
many.
word, it means loving many. And I think that's where the relationship part comes into it because you love
dating,
these
you're not
people.
loving these
you
people.
just dating people,
but
but
poly,
it-
you actually loving
you love
these
this
people.
person, like you love these
Okay.
people, but it's something
So
that this
I
person
love them, not in love with them.
I can't speak on that because again, if
I'm just trying to figure it out.
I mean, because although we may not be able to be in love with multiple people, there's
Somebody
somebody out
who
here that
can be-
claim
right.
they are in
Y'all
love
really
with
think people
multiple
can be multiply in love? I mean,
I
people.
think it's a lot of stuff. I'm
in
just
love,
surprised by.
though,
some
I
Yeah.
mean,
stuff.
maybe 2 or 3. That's what I'm saying when they
or maybe
saying-
it's just 2 or
when
3.
they saying polyamorous or whatever, when they in a committed relationship and in a house living together. Okay, they might be doing it for
Polygamy.
financial, right? They
That's
might
what
be
I think
doing
is for
it
financial
financial
stability.
reason or whatever. But this
don't-
You don't
poly,
think so?
I
whatever
don't
they
think
doing,
that's the only
is
way I can
really
do
no
it. I'm sorry.
purpose.
I don't
Right,
think
for
that.
you.
Is what I'm saying.
And I
see
don't.
the
I
point.
don't
The only
collect
way
your
I can
checks,
do
but
it
no, I
is
get
if you
that.
paying
But no,
me.
is I
No.
definitely
So
don't
then
think
let
it's
me-
just for money.
And so
No,
But
I
for
don't think
me,
it's just for
let
money.
me
I be in there very
Can I-
upset and angry.
can I put
collecting these
myself-
Very
checks.
mad. I
Can
can't
I put
watch no
myself out
other
there?
man
I'm a-
sexing another woman in
Oh.
front of me.
Stab everybody.
You really can look. You can do that.
I can do what?
Watch your man sex another woman in front of you. Like
No, I draw the line there.
And if you look
But
into
that's-
those
that's a
relationships,
part
a lot
of
of them say they don't do
that's
that.
polygamy.
Even
Yeah,
with
so
polygamy,
that's
a lot of
two
them say they don't even do that. I mean, a lot of relationships I've looked into and saw, if you look at them on TikTok or online, whatever, if you listen to their interviews, a lot of them say they don't even engage with all 3 with each other.
And Neo did
A lot
say
of them
that.
just do.
Oh,
separately
Neo said that?
situations.
They don't get down together. He gets down separate, and then they go out together as a group. But they
They
not
hang
in the
together, but they're not
oh,
in the
well,
bedroom
let me
together.
sign up.
that's a
Wow.
three-way. So again, that's a menage a trois. Again, we
Sign
need
up.
y'all to get
Oh,
the
okay.
terms
Well, you
together.
should have told us the definition.
I've told y'all what we were talking about. Y'all done went somewhere else.
because I ain't gotta have.
Well, we thought they were the same things until you broke it down in
Yeah,
the
I'm trying-
beginning,
I'm
but
trying to
it's
tell you.
still
And
I don't
again,
know.
I'm gonna put myself on the table again, drive my friends crazy. I had an amazing guy. I was dating an amazing guy. If anybody knows me, again, this is another thing about me. I think Jen said it earlier. I'm a very sexual
I agree.
being.
What? So is that something like swingers?
That's swingers, what you were saying.
What swingers? What I
that's
was
what I'm
saying.
saying. There's
See,
too
this
many
is just
different,
too much.
But
different
we only- so
So what did I
definitions.
say? That
About
was
one thing.
swingers.
I think poly is still
No,
more
swingers
emotional
is when you
side. It's
take-
not
I
about
think-
sex. I think that's why they want you
Please,
to
can
take
you say
sex
that one
off
more
the
time?
table.
Can you say that one more time? 'Cause I
When you're
heard
thinking
that.
about poly, polygamy, all that, take sex off the table.
Okay,
It's
I'm
not
taking
really
sex
about
off.
Just
sex.
take sex off the table.
Okay, so we just talking about the benefits.
What
Where-
benefits is?
That's what
It's
she
a lot of
said.
emotional
I don't-
benefits.
the
Oh,
emotional
okay.
the emotional benefits of it, the emotional things that make, and again, I can't say this enough, the emotional parts of you that make up you that you
Try
can't
different
get from
Yes,
your
she
person,
did.
so you go get it from another person. Because if you think about it, a lot of people, and I was just listening to this other girl on TikTok, and she was talking about side chicks. And she was saying she done deemed herself the
Let me
greatest
raise
side
my
chick
hand.
of all time. And I'm just saying this. And what she said was,
I got another question.
What
I got
she-
another question, B.
okay,
So
hold on.
she's
No,
so
let me just say,
silly.
she said that she enjoys being a side chick because the man tells her stuff that he don't tell the wife. So typically, again, in those type of
Ooh, wow.
situations, no, listen, this is what I'm saying. In those type of situations, this man has gravitated to another woman because he feels like it's something that he can't tell his wife.
Mm.
So
That's
when I
a
don't
form
get
of
something
cheating.
from this man, go to the next one. And when I can't get it from, I'm not now, listen to me.
Uh-huh.
When I can't get it from that one, go to the next one. And when he ain't doing what he supposed to do, go to the next one. Not this is a
If it's
repeated
something-
cycle.
Listen to what I'm
Oh,
saying. If
yeah.
there are things that you require that make Kira, understand what I'm saying? I'm not telling you just go out here and just get multiple men, but if there are things that make Kira, and you are with somebody who is not delivering one of those things that you know at the end of the day, if you don't get this thing, eventually you're gonna be unhappy or you're gonna resent the individual, then yes, go
Why
find
take
you
it that far
somebody
with them? Why take it that far?
because you might love everything else about them. And again, I told y'all I was gonna give y'all
So
one
I want you to
example.
go
Okay,
deeper.
okay, I get what
I
you're
want you to
saying
go
right
just a
there.
little deeper because what they're hearing is real surface. They hearing, I want to go to the gym. He doesn't like gym, so I'm gonna go find another man.
That's what she said.
I know,
That
that's
ain't
what
we
they're
just
hearing,
heard.
though.
That's what she
AJ
said.
That's
I
what
was
she's
just saying.
saying.
But no, that's how they're taking
Right.
all of it versus on the emotional side of it. Like, so
Even on
let's
the
dig a little-
emotional side.
well, yeah, just dig a little
Even
deeper.
on
Like,
the
what could you
emotional
honestly
side.
be missing from your mate that makes you want to go
Exactly
back?
that.
They're not seeing it as that
It's-
strong.
It's not.
They're not seeing the
don't
gym
think
as that
me.
deep. They're not seeing
Maybe for
For
her.
certain- that's
traveling
why I said
is
for
that
not
deep.
me. So
right.
So
for
that's
But
me.
why
why
you
I
can't
said-
travel by yourself? Why you can't go travel with your home?
Well,
Why
you wanna
gotta
make memories
find
with
him?
somebody.
You can, but at some point you want to travel with your mate, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's gonna be different for everybody. Traveling, and again, these are things that are important to her. I'm gonna say one that's important to
part.
me. I
Right.
could again, and to say I'm gonna throw myself on the sword right now. I had a man who I was loving up and down, sideways, front with nigga couldn't fuck.
Oh, I had one too.
that's
And everything
And
different.
that was a lot. That's a
Everything
lot for
about
you.
him,
That's a lot.
everything about him was amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. Had I been in the state that I'm in now, maybe I would have been able to have a conversation with old boy. Like, listen here, we go out good, you date me good, everything
Everything
else
is
is good.
the package. But that sex
But
really
this right
counts.
here, so I need to go out here now. We can.
But I don't think I will just do that because you don't think that would stroke his ego, mess with him.
Again,
That's
that's
only
an
if
adult
he's in agreement, right?
That's right. That's an adult conversation. So either he gonna say, "Broad, I can't get with that," and then we gotta do, or he gonna what I mean. But again, that's something that has to be to a certain standard for me, or I can't get like that's just what that is. That's one of those things. And again, those things look different for everybody. Again, I dated somebody who had never been on a plane, never been out, didn't have no desire to do that. I have a desire to travel out of the United States.
Did you try to get an understanding why
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to be on a plane. He didn't like that's just he want to be in the States. And some people just what they see is what they know. They don't want so okay, I don't want to change who you are. I love you enough not to try to change you. But understand I need you to love me enough not to have me compromise who I am to make you feel good. So what we gonna do? Either I'm gonna travel and I'm gonna go travel somebody else, and we gonna do our thing, or what you want me to sneak?
I mean, because I can see how hard that could be if you in a committed relationship with somebody and he refused to get on a plane. Now you taking flights everywhere by yourself. That'd be sad.
because I don't
wanna
want to
do
go with
that.
my homegirls all
You
the
just
time.
gotta find a new man then. Because
My thing is this:
But
why
everything
take
else
in
he
a
do for me is
relationship that
good.
far? Why take it that far? If you
find out
even
they
okay, if I'm with a dude and we have sex the first time, okay, it might have been a bad night, and then I try it back the second time and I double back,
Right.
and it's bad again. Why am I gonna keep stringing this person along if this something that I don't like? The same way if you're dealing with somebody and they don't like traveling, and traveling is your number one thing. If that's your number one thing, why even jump in the lane with somebody who not on your
Because
lane?
other things in his lane I like. So that's when we gonna have a conversation. Look, sir, I really like you for A, B, and C, and D. However, this is something that I enjoyed, and I think this is where AJ is at with it. Listen, in your lane with this, and this, I love you for this. Like you bring out some when we pray together, and I just keep going to pray.
So
That's beginning.
this is what I'm getting out of this. It's all about compromising. If you don't want to compromise, get in a poly, huh? I mean, that's what I'm getting
and
out
when
of it.
I say no, when you say
You said what's for curious. If I gotta compromise,
oh my god.
don't get in the pot.
No,
I mean, that's what I'm
no,
getting out of
no,
this.
that's not it. That's not it.
So-
I don't.
So try not to. Okay, so let's think about it in this way. Try not to put yourself in it when we think about it.
It's
to
not
think-
me. That's
No.
what I be needing y'all to realize. It's not me. I know what
And
I'm
it's
doing.
not
My
yeah.
man can't be changed.
Period.
I'm
'Cause
me.
I-
I'm just trying to
no,
get
I'm
the
talking about. Let's try to
I'm
figure
trying
out
to
why
get the
they want to do it.
That's what I'm asking. What they saying don't make sense to me. That's not enough for me. It's still me. We still got to go off my feelings. So saying traveling, saying going to the gym, nothing has been said to me that's enough for
To
me to
make you wanna
agree
do
and say,
poly.
not for me to do poly, for me to even say, okay,
You'll
I
understand.
understand it. Nobody's saying nothing. Give me something that make me understand it.
So that's why I
There's
wanted to stop
nothing
talking
that's
about
been
the.
said yet from
that make
watching
you
all of the
understand.
videos from that makes me understand it. Jennifer, other people may understand it, they may agree with it, they may be down for it, but me, I don't understand it.
And I
Give me
completely understand that
something
part.
And I don't
because-
think we can. I don't think we can understand something
But
that we don't agree with.
something,
No,
but not even agree
And,
with
and,
it.
and
'cause
it's poly stuff.
no,
no,
not
because
even.
you can
I
definitely
a
understand
lot of
stuff.
things that
Because I can
can't agree
understand why
with.
you killed him. But I'm not a murderer, but I got
But
why
I
you
understand
understand
why
why
you
you
did
killed
it.
him.
Right.
So,
But
I
I'm
don't
saying
understand
there's
it.
nothing that has been said that make me
Understand
understand
it.
why this is enough.
But Maya
Like,
gonna
why?
make us understand.
Make
So
me
what
understand.
so what I was trying to say is stop. Don't think about the compromising part of it either, because
So
it's
what else
not
I'm
just
supposed to
only
think
that.
about?
A lot of people who are just outside of AJ.
So take
because
the sex
again,
out, the
she's not. I'm
compromising.
not trying to say she's a bad example for
Right,
Polly.
no.
But she's not the poster board for it. Reason why I say that is because she is submitted herself. In her soul, she wants to be in a monogamous
Yeah,
relationship.
she said that.
She just hates that she can't find what she needs in one person here in the African American man.
But do y'all
and X,
ever
Y,
think
and
we're
Z.
gonna find everything in one person?
No,
we're no
you
no
not.
one's perfect.
No, so that's why I said for her, I wouldn't put her as the poster board for it, because she said it repeatedly that she wants to be in a monogamous
Who the
relationship. She just
poster
not have
board
fun.
then?
I would put
There's
someone.
no
There's a many people. I'm not gonna say a one person, but
Yeah.
somebody who's genuinely do not want to be in a monogamous relationship. That is a poster board person, because they can tell you what they really feel on why they need to be with
Well, we
multiple
need to
people.
get Neo on here.
No,
And
he
he
doesn't
don't
count
either.
either.
He
He does
not.
not
He
count.
No.
Somebody who
His is
can genuinely
sex.
tell you what
His
really,
is
I
sex.
think
So
it's a
his is all
mental thing too.
sexual.
Like it's
It's
It
sex.
has
people
to
don't
be.
want to be not necessarily mental. Like, oh, you crazy? I'm talking about mental.
It's
Like,
mental, like you don't want to be with one person.
yeah, I don't want to
Maybe
be with
you
one person. So
soul-searching, or
I'm
you looking for something. So
and not
you
even looking,
going.
not
And
even for
that's a
that.
lot
I'm
of
just
souls to be
finding.
messing with.
But that's
So now
why they
you got all
gotta.
these attachments.
But that's why you're upfront with
Now,
it. That's
Maya,
why
let
you
me
had
know.
those conversations.
Am I not right
But
or am I
again,
wrong?
why not be?
That's a lot of
single?
soul ties.
That's
It's
what
the
I
right?
wanna
same
know.
because it's kind of the same thing.
Okay,
But
you just open with it. Is that what it is? You open with it. You letting
No.
everybody know that I'm dating multiples.
No, it's deeper
No.
than dating.
it's because they and you, like I said, most people who are dating for a purpose. This person is not dating for a purpose to me. They're dating because they like this person.
Okay, I
Now
do
they
get
found
that
somebody else
part.
they like, and now they falling for these people, but they're not gonna commit to just this one person. I feel for you, and I fall for her too. I feel for her too. So I'm dating all of you. This is somebody who does not want to commit to one person. They want to commit to a lot of different people. So that's the difference when it comes to dating. Dating
So
is
why can't-
So
literally
can
for a
they
purpose.
other
So,
people
okay.
commit to other people?
They
too,
do.
then?
Yes.
They do.
So you
Yeah.
no, we should have looked that up when the lady had the 2 men, 3 men, or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't get to look that
No,
up.
they was all in a relationship. They wasn't seeing other
And
people.
that's why
She
it's
was
called
married to one.
polygamy.
That's
One
why it's
was-
called
Right.
polygamy.
That's
Polygamy is
So
when
that's
they
why
are
okay.
And
fake
again,
marriage.
Yeah.
I can't be married to
because they
you, but we're
can't
fake
go-
But then
married
she
together.
had another man come in. So that's
He
still
added to the fake marriage.
That's polygamy.
I seen that. It's polygamy.
No,
We're
I'm
committed. So
freaking-
they
Because
can't go
they
cheat.
can't go
They
cheat
can't
on
go with
nobody
other
else.
people.
It's
They
just
can
them three.
only do it with them in this house.
Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna get y'all a little bit deeper.
Okay,
so,
give me deeper.
with the polygamy. So they in a whole relationship. So if they was to go out, remember how we had the discussion about open relationship? At that point, they've had a discussion that they just want to go out and we talk about
Definitely
sex.
soul ties, Marlon.
It's soul ties and everything.
But
That's
that's,
why
too many.
They ain't gonna
That's
be
too
all
many.
over the
That's
place.
again why the clip that I sent you, the lady said, this is not something that you just wake up
Right.
and
right.
decide that you want to do.
They
You
said they have
need
a
to be
conversation with
honest
it.
with yourself. First of all, you need to understand yourself.
I mean,
You probably need to seek some counseling if it's really something that you want to, because it does come with a lot of, I'm sure it's a lot of emotional baggage. I'm sure we just hear about the service. I'm sure this comes with a lot of
Because if you really in love
personal.
you
with
ain't you don't-
multiple people,
That's sickening.
certain
I don't know
things
that it's
bother
sick-
your spirit,
I mean,
and
for
we all
me,
know
it
that.
would be
If you're
sickening for me to
really
That's why
in
they
love,
say you need to have therapy
That's
prior
right.
to
Yeah, I was
type
about to
stuff.
say that.
Because I
Okay.
know I
The
can
lady
just wake
said
up and
that's-
be in something like that. I don't like to share.
And that's
I
why,
wanna
like
be
to
by
share.
and that's why
myself.
when Kira asked me the question about would I share my mate, like, because I've been asked that multiple times, and whenever I could never share my mate. Like if I'm in a
don't think
committed
I could share
relationship,
my
my
mate either.
person.
But you
No,
could be
I
in the
couldn't.
multiple
Yeah, I can't.
relationship.
I can't share
It's
my
not
mate.
gonna happen.
Yeah, because for me it wouldn't be about sex, but if to bring them, and again, if I'm in multiple relationships, they're separate. I can't bring another woman into a bedroom with my person, even if I'm dating all 10 of them.
But ain't that what a threesome is?
But that's different. So go ahead.
It's not different, but if I was to do
It
a
is,
threesome,
right?
if I
No,
was to
because
listen, if I was to do a threesome, it would have to be just and I wouldn't say random people. It couldn't be a person that I was strongly involved with.
definitely not.
That's
me.
why polygamy probably won't be for you.
Yeah, polygamy would not be for me
Poly
because I don't
either.
want to share.
Well, maybe poly.
I can
well,
do poly,
maybe
I can't
poly,
do
but not
polygamy.
polygamy.
I can't do because I'm not
Okay,
being-
wait, one more time. Break these.
So poly is just being
Y'all-
with multiple, being in love
Poly-
with multiple
Poly
people.
is being in love
Having
with
them
multiple
strong
people.
feelings for
Separately.
multiple
No
people.
sex.
Separate. No,
No
you might be having sex, but
But
they're all
separate-
separate.
Separately.
Yeah.
Separate
Okay.
That's a
relationships.
But
good
not
word.
okay.
They
okay.
just know you're doing
Polygamy-
it.
Polygamy
They gotta know
Polygamy
each other.
is together.
Everybody in that
In
same
one
house.
Everybody
room.
In the
You
same
might hear your
house.
man back there smashing your other wife.
And I'ma
Just
cry
with
in the other
girl.
room.
So that's the thing. I can't polygamy. I know I can't do polygamy. I know I can't do. Because
Poly you can do because it's semi like you're dating.
Definitely don't.
But
know.
you having
and
all
it's-
these
and
connections.
it's a separate thing.
and
and-
nobody's connected to each other.
It's a serial cheater without a title.
It's a serial
And
dater.
it's and
Yes,
for me,
I mean you just.
and
Because you
for
ain't cheating
me-
on nobody.
I guess okay.
Because you can't
and
cheat on
for-
nobody if y'all ain't
Yes,
together.
Marlon. I don't
It's
know.
so confusing, Marlon. I swear I will never get it. I don't
You
care.
can't cheat, but listen, you said you can't cheat on nobody if you're not together. You are together because why is it called a relationship? That's
we
the
ain't
same thing I
talking about
asked a long
Muslims
time ago.
right now.
Because relationships
It's
not just
relationships have
you
different
can have friendships
definitions.
and relationships is just ships. It's
This
just
is why
I don't know.
everybody just all over
That's
the damn
why I
place.
said
You
it's
don't
just titles on it.
understand.
It's just names.
I don't think people all over places they understand.
You don't think they all
I
over the
just
place?
think they
all
don't
over the place
agree
because they don't-
and they
because they're
don't
not
want to
honest
put
with
themselves
themselves.
in it.
I think we be so
No,
afraid.
no, I
Because
don't think
I don't agree.
No,
well,
now
I
that
don't
I-
want to be in
Now
it.
that I'm learning what she just said, Polly,
It makes a little bit more
any
sense.
person can do that if they allow.
'Cause
Any
you said it's
person
not-
can go out there and date this person and be with them, and this person to be with them, and this person to be with them.
But that's
And-
calling. But they
no,
call that
wait,
a hoe.
no. As long as it don't cross, right? So as long as nobody don't find out or
No,
whatever,
No, they do know.
You
They
gotta
they
know.
they do
that's
know.
why I'm saying that a lot of people can probably do that.
You just gotta be
if you're-
open, no lies.
No lies.
No lies.
No lies.
That's what this should be
Exactly.
called. No lies. I'm just telling you. Tomorrow,
Do you not like the word poly?
listen, tomorrow I'm going over John's house and you can't say shit. Basically,
Basically,
that's all
that's
it
what
is.
it
But you know what? People in poly, they don't have to announce it.
They don't have to.
It's
announce-
just
So
But I thought y'all had
then
to have an agreement.
okay, y'all
that's
really
a polygamy.
listen. All y'all
I'm
did
confused.
was fuck it up more. Just leave it alone. Like what? You don't have to
'Cause I don't be-
announce it.
I'll be
Then
like,
what am I
I'm in a
doing?
poly.
I
Don't
mean,
even know what a poly is.
What's the
Okay,
point?
I-
I don't have to tell
No-
you.
no
I don't
title.
have to sleep with you. I don't have to communicate with you. I don't have to do nothing. So first off, I'm in love with you. I don't even got to tell you nothing. I don't have to answer any questions for you or
I don't-
nothing. How
no.
am I in
Why you
love?
wait? You can.
That's
You
why I'm
just-
saying
you
how
just
am I?
said
I
they
said
don't
I
have to.
No, what I mean by I don't have to
Oh.
announce it. I don't have to be on this date with Kieran and be like, yes, I'm gonna go heal my ear in a minute. All right.
Yes,
I
you
don't have to do that.
Well, how?
You
That's gonna
don't
hurt my
have-
mind.
Fine. You know I'm in poly. I don't have to announce everything I'm
Oh,
doing to
if
you.
I knew, but I'm saying
That's
you
what I'm
gotta
saying. Everybody
communicate
has
that
to
me.
know. I mean, you should know that on first date. I don't want to be dating you and I find out 2
No,
months
because
later
everybody don't
you a
be
poly
truthful.
living person. No, I could have been a fell in love with you, think we're gonna get married. Now you
So
just
that's
not
me.
telling me.
That's
So
me.
if you
Hurt.
date a guy, if you meet a guy at dinner somewhere, you out with your girls and you meet a guy and y'all just in a talking stage, right?
Mhm.
Y'all in a talking stage, but you talking to multiple guys at the same time
Okay.
because you're not in a relationship. That's not the same thing.
Again, I think I think what puts it into what separates it from just casually, because what you're saying
You
is
put love
casually
on it.
dating.
I'm having my cake and
You
eat
put
it too.
no,
I
they
just
put
told you,
love
you
on
put
it.
love on it. You have
I
developed.
do
So
not
there's
think
a
that's love.
difference.
You don't even love yourself doing that. I don't think.
It's a difference between casually dating and you have started to date
Develop
people to a
feelings.
point where you have developed feelings.
That's poly.
That's where the poly comes in.
So it's dating. Then it can turn
Dating.
poly if you decide to stay that way.
Feelings.
If you decide to
Oh,
stay
that
dating
means-
multiple
okay,
people
listen,
and making
let
these
me-
connections,
Here it goes.
that makes
Here we
me
go.
being poly.
Here we go.
She about to
I
put the
didn't-
logic on it.
Because I
Please.
y'all gave me a headache.
Please.
There you go, Marlon.
So-
She about to explain.
Y'all
it.
gave me
So-
a damn headache.
So I'm
Shit.
dating somebody. I done met Bob.
Mhm.
Me and Bob is dating. I'm vibing with Bob. You getting to know Bob. I'm liking Bob. Like I'm liking on Bob because again, when you dating somebody, the more time you spend, the more time you're gonna figure out this
develop
person.
feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Bob dating. I didn't develop feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Then I find out, and I don't know what to use because I don't want to use something so surface that throw y'all people into
No,
red.
use real stuff. 'Cause
Okay,
we
so
talking real
just
life.
say it.
right. So
just say
I'm
it.
dating Bob. I've developed feelings for Bob. Me and Bob been kicking. I'm liking Bob. As I get to know Bob even more, I find out that Bob doesn't really have a spiritual connection. So when I go to Bob and I want to talk to him about praying, I need him to intercede with me. It's something going on. Like we got to get in this prayer closet.
Okay.
Bob ain't,
Ain't with the religion
He
stuff.
ain't with the religious stuff. But I really like Bob.
Mhm.
Me and Bob doing everything else. Like I like you. Maybe I love you at this point.
Mhm.
But now, roadblock, I can't pray with you. And prayer and having somebody that can intercede when there's something going on is important to me.
Then if it's
If it's
important, that
important
should
to you,
have
you
came
ain't
out
gonna
already.
compromise.
No, that came out already. If it's important to me and I've been dating them, you said you'd have been dating them multiple times, it then came up.
It
But
makes
she don't want to let them go.
right, and maybe it has came up, but not to the capacity where now I get to the point where okay,
I don't
either
wanna let 'em
I
go.
gotta compromise and maybe change the way I pray, or
Mhm.
now I gotta try to get you to come over to my side. And then what happens with that is either I'm gonna have to compromise and resent you for making me compromise, or I done made you do something that you really don't want to do. So then we then develop some resentment.
Okay.
So opposed to the resentment, I still like what we got going on, but I did just got dude over here.
How you meet them?
Who I know, maybe I've been to him, maybe I've been talking to him.
Then you cheated, and now you want to.
But they ain't in a relationship.
No, that's wrong story.
So wait, can I comment?
Yeah, please.
Can I comment real fast?
Rewind? Go ahead.
I think this is my opinion, but I really need to meet some people who live poly. Just
Maybe
so I
we
can
need.
understand
You do
more.
know some people that's
I
poly?
don't.
I
Think
wish we
do.
did because we get a
But-
better understanding.
I honestly
I
feel
don't
like
think, I
so
don't
the
think that
separate.
would help y'all.
No,
I don't think either.
well, hold
Maya.
on.
Because I wouldn't bring, because I do, I know people that do all things. I would not bring.
But wait, I
anybody,
don't
'cause I
agree with how your story
You
went.
went, okay. Which part did I?
So
okay.
how you started the story? You said you met Bob. You started dating Bob, and now you found out that Bob don't have this spiritual journey like you have, right? So I think this is where it should never go this far when you want to live a poly lifestyle. Now it's a difference if you're just dating people, because if you dating you, that's a different purpose. What if Bob was never into dating somebody who was a poly lifestyle, like who
So
wanted
that
to live
is a
poly lifestyle?
conversation.
So that's why I say these type of living poly.
You
have to have the conversation.
You have to come out immediately. And I ain't saying like, hey, what's up? What's your name? Such I'm poly. I'm not saying that quickly, but I am saying when you want to live a poly lifestyle, you have no desire to live monogamous.
We said no.
You need to have that conversation up front. Please do not date me 2 months in and you find out I do something that you don't
But
like
that's
to
just
do.
how life goes.
And then, well, hold on.
That's just how it
But
goes.
that's not.
But
living a poly,
that's not
though.
can't be.
That's just
right.
me dating and finding out I need to move on.
But I think what the
And
But
being
living
selfish
poly and
and
being
wanting
selfish,
to keep you too and go
because
have
now
somebody
you
else.
now you
Having your
now
cake
at
and
that
eat it
point.
too.
That's why I said
No.
with that story, because now it sounds as if you told this person, so I still like you. And I know you thought
But I
we was
don't
gonna
wanna
be
give
by
you up.
ourselves.
Right.
I don't want to give you up, so I'm gonna go over here and get this from this person. So that's why I said people who want to live poly, these conversations should happen ahead of time. Do
But
not
I
make
think-
multiple connections with somebody and then decide to tell them, "Oh, I got three
But
other
again,
ones."
that's what. But again, if you go back to the origin, is loving multiple people, and the only way you can do that is if you have
agreement.
if you
But
develop
that's
these
date-
connections.
True, but you're missing what I'm saying. If you just like you just said, only way you can find that out is if you develop those connections, right?
Right.
But what I'm saying is, don't develop this connection with me, and we 4 months in, and then you decide it's something I'm
Right, so
doing
I
that you're
should
not
tell-
with. Now you gotta
So
say,
should
I want
tell
to keep
it's a
you, but I'm gonna go over here.
It's a possibility if you
No,
don't give me
not a
everything I
possibility
need.
because you didn't say you want monogamy. If you want to live poly, there's no monogamy in you. So if you are a poly living person,
That's what I'm
That's
it needs to
saying.
be put
That's polygamy.
Oh, wait,
Polygamy.
take it back.
Again, that's
We
what
all
I'm
No,
telling
no.
you.
If you don't want to have monogamy at all, that poly word should come out of your mouth immediately. I'm not saying day one, but I'm saying it should come up because you should not be creating relationships and connections with people just to tell them after a month or 2 months it's something that
So the
you
first
do that
time
I'm
you
not
meet
with.
that person.
But I'm gonna keep you for this part because I love you for these. But I'm gonna go over here and find it. I never knew you were this person. I didn't know you was into poly. I didn't know you were into poly. You waited to tell me
Oh,
it's
so you
something I'm
just
not
said-
doing.
Okay.
But
Right, I
then
get
move
that.
on.
Right.
If you're gonna live poly, you gotta be that person that's being honest.
So
you gotta
I-
be
so when you
honest
think
up
you-
front.
When you
And
on
that-
day one,
They gotta be day
So,
one.
This is
I'm
why
not
this
gonna
was wrong with us.
necessarily
I ain't gonna say
say
day one, but guess what?
But you
You
already
say
know what
I'm
you're
we
looking for.
texting and having the conversation.
If you a person
Day
who
one.
never wants monogamy,
then
you might want to say that
that's
within the
what
first
you-
7 days or something. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Day
You-
one, let
you
me
gotta
know
say
what
that
you're
up
y'all
looking
front.
for.
saying poly is a person that this is not in your mind.
Date
This is
multiple.
nothing that you want
No,
at
as
all.
long as nah, it's a different with polygamy.
We
Polygamy,
ain't
you
talking
are looking
about
for them
polygamy,
right.
right?
Polygamy, you definitely looking for them connections for
Right.
long term
We talking
with
about
one or two
poly.
people. You definitely should tell that person eventually as well. But poly, you only want to be with multiple people, no matter what. You are not interested in monogamy. Please be honest with that up front, because you just don't
So
want to
how
make
do you
connections
think
to
any of
break
those
it.
relationships started? That's what I'm asking.
That's
How
what I
did-
asked.
don't
I
know.
asked that.
How do you just start that? Can somebody answer that? I want to know. How do you
This
just
is why
start?
dating is so bad in America. People already, you date one guy for 2 months. Now you think he yours. Like, this is why people should just date properly.
had that.
And have these open
That's a-
conversations.
And that's why my story went the way that it went, because if I'm being totally honest, I don't think that there's any one person who just wakes up and decides that they want, and again, I'm not saying polygamy, because
Right,
there are
okay.
some people who want to have multiple wives for multiple different reasons.
Mhm.
But I don't think that there's any one person who wakes up and decides that they want to date or have relationship with multiple people. So that's why my story went that way. I think
Because something happened.
I think something
Mhm.
happens, or again,
And then you
be
got
in-
your
What,
cake
what would
and
y'all
eat it
think
too.
that happened?
You
Just off
cheated on your
head.
girl and she
No,
ain't leave.
no, again,
And she stayed
that's-
or he stayed
No.
and y'all joined forces.
Again, that's the surface of it. But again, for me, and that's why I chose,
Surface.
and that's why I chose the story that I chose, because again, when you, and I do agree that I think most people develop that because they really truly do want to be monogamous. But like I said, the average person is not really going to find their full out person, meaning the person that really stimulates everything in you.
I agree.
That
I
you
agree.
need.
Okay.
I agree.
That you, and so that's what I'm saying. I think that God has built it so that there is a person for you, but the possibility of you truly finding that person, I think, is very slim to none. I do know some people that have it, and I love it.
But in life, you have to compromise, though.
Listen to what I'm saying. That is true. But again, what do you have to compromise? Certain people have things that they can't compromise on. So that's when the poly comes into it. It's those things that you can't compromise
That's what I was
on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was commenting to the comment at the end. It says, why does the act of being in a poly relationship have to stem from their partner's lack somewhere? That's what I was trying to say. It doesn't necessarily have to be
And
that
that's
you
what I
lack
want-
something.
yeah.
That's why I said, if
It
you
could
want to
just
live
be in
poly,
them that just
I
want
want to just
that.
only live polys. I'm dating you. It's not
That
about I
gotta
like
be
you for
like-
this.
but
I
that-
like you for
but
that.
Crystal,
Let me
what
just
you
date
saying,
everybody.
that gotta be the real definition of how people look at it. It gotta be they never ever see themselves being with one person.
monogamous. I believe
Yeah,
so.
agree.
that's the only
That's
way.
the only way I
So
feel,
they're
too.
never looking for that. They're
They
not
want
even
multiple.
going
They
out
don't
on
have-
that.
Because that's
They
when
may
you make
not
a lot of broken
they may
homes and a
not
lot of
even be-
confusion when you
But they may
looking for
not even
monogamy
be
and then
looking
now you're
for
poly.
people in the regular places. I think those type of people have their own clubs.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
That stems from somewhere. Everything stems from
it do
something.
stem from
So
somewhere.
again, they didn't just wake up and decide.
They didn't
that-
wake up and decide, but something happened that
That's
made
the
them
point that
know
I'm
this
making.
not for them.
Right.
I don't think it was necessarily, it happens while you in a relationship, and then this is what I'm going, like how the story was going that you
Right,
were
because
saying.
again, that's the way. And so
Yeah,
for
because that's
me,
what you confused me.
that-
That
Yeah.
story was going
Right,
into I'm
because-
dating this person. Now you
And
did
now I
some
ain't
shit I
getting
don't
my
like,
way.
and I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
because
But you didn't tell this
That's the
person
way I
up
took
front.
it.
That's
You
why
heard
you
me
make
say,
all
go to
these
the next
broken
one, go to the next
connections
one.
now.
Yes.
Because if you would have
Because
told
I
me
know
that
all
after
them
2 months
soul
in, I'm like,
ties.
oh, because
But I
I
don't
pray
know-
with you, bro. Now you
but
about to
I
go
don't-
get it from home. Now you telling me I gotta accept that you about
But
to go
you-
get it from somewhere else. You want to still keep me.
But again, you don't know that until you have decided. And
So
I
you're
think
trying to
that's
say
what-
it don't just come out of
So it
like.
just
and I
jump
think,
out.
and so I think
Okay,
that's why I
okay.
resonated with AJ, because again, I think I'm the same way. I desire to have a
be with that
monogamous
monogamous
relationship.
relationship.
However, certain paths
Now I get what
up
you're
until
saying.
this point, and what I see in front of me is that I do not believe that I will find
So you're
one
more willing to
person-
dabble into the poly world
one
because you probably
person
won't.
to satisfy all of the things that I know Maya needs to truly be Maya and maintain my happiness. So that's what I'm saying. And so I say that to say, I really can't say I might meet somebody. And I'm not going to lead them by saying, hey, if you don't do A, B, and C, and D, then I'm going to go over here to Billy. Now, at some point, we may need to have that conversation, but I don't think I'm going to lead into that.
And-
but again, I think what happens with that is because you don't know what the person may, or, and again, like Kira said, there may be some things that you can't compromise on, but there are also going to be some things that you can't compromise on. But I still love you.
So I get what you're saying. It stems from somewhere because you don't just wake up and say poly. But there probably is some people out here that
It
like
might
that.
be some
It
people,
might be some
and
people.
those are probably
especially
people
some
that
younger
desire,
people who desire to
and
be
I
with
think
multiple
those
people.
are the people that desire polygamy, meaning that they really want
They desire
to
that
be
first, probably.
in, I don't,
regardless
again,
of the fact.
that's the point.
So the part when you were saying like you don't just wake up and do it, but you were saying like when you was what did you just say? You was talking like you said you was talking
Right, I
about,
don't
and then
think
you
you wake
decided
up.
it just some things then that made it happen that way.
But I still
I
love
think at a certain age and certain people in life, when you've been through enough broken connections, and that's what you decide and want to decide to dabble in that, now you can start being honest. And what I was saying, like be upfront with it up front. I get that you dating somebody, and I was like, okay, this ain't working.
I get what Gia's saying, because it does sound a lot like dating, but I think what pushes it past the dating mark is because you have at this point developed some type of real feelings and connection with this person. If I'm just dating you, then we just dating, we just having fun. But at that point that it crosses over from just casual dating to now I have some real feelings for you, then that's where it turns into, okay, is this now, do we need to have this conversation?
And there's people are in real relationships right now will prefer to live in polygamy and all that because you are with somebody settling.
That's what
That's
I'm
where
saying.
the settling coming in. That's what I'm saying.
And settling turns into resentment after so long. And if you truly love, and I believe this, and I've never been married, so I always preface that because I'm not a relationship guru, but for me, I would not want to be with someone and I have to ask them to compromise who they truly are. And again, I'm not talking about put the toilet seat down, people. This is not surface no tiny stuff. This is if you have to compromise who, when you wake up in the morning, this makes me Crystal. If I'm asking you to compromise that, to be honest, I don't think I really love you.
And like you said, that's something that develops within age, not when you're young.
Because again, if my 20-year-old self and the person who I was with at 20 years old, if they was on the call, they'd be saying, this sounds like foolishness coming out of her mouth. Right. No way. Right. She would have said this at 20. Because I would not have said this at 20. It comes with a lot of growth
and understanding who you really are and what you really need.
And
then we got one life. So a lot of people are just like,
to find out who they are.
I'm not about to wait and be settling with this one and keep going these broken relationships. I'd rather do it the other way. I get it.
And I think, what I really, and I say this at the end.
Stay single.
No. Listen, I say this at the end of every show. No. Because we have so much social media and so much judgment. And my best friend, she'd be saying, "Oh, there you go, you judging." She goes, "She always telling me I'm judging."
Call it judging, though. But just because you necessarily don't agree. I'm just saying that's my feelings. I don't have to agree with everything that somebody else say to make you judging.
That's why people have such a hard time being their authentic selves. Because of the ridicule and the judgment that comes. It is personal. But that's
I'm not gonna not be me. That's
no one's asking you not to be you.
But you saying that people can't be themselves because they're worried about what somebody else gonna say or think. That's what you just said. What I said was I'm not gonna not be me. That's not what you said.
But that's people out here who don't want to live their authentic self because the world is judging them for living that lifestyle.
I said that is a problem with them themselves. That's a self-esteem problem.
So many people would rather cheat than have the conversation of being because just like when we was talking about open relationships. So many people.
You see what happened when y'all was celebrities, they who open relationship, y'all judge the shit out of them.
Because
it's not
honest, you know who else I
judging. It's saying our
you know who else I think.
No, you didn't comment your perspective. These people was dragging these people through the mud. Okay. She just wanted an excuse to be a hoe, or he just wanted. We judge it. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And it is time.
It's time, y'all.
I'm gonna stop picking topics around here.
No, we need you to pick it again, but you need somebody in here to actually live poly. I want to understand.
You want me to do poly part 2?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm with somebody with a guest.
I'm gonna do poly part 2 with a guest.
And a woman.
A guy and a woman. Let me see. I don't know. Y'all be scaring my people. They might not want to come on the show.
We scare your people.
They can come out on that day. They can have.
No, you're gonna be talking.
We'll be scared.
They can do poly number 2, and the guest can sit right here.
She's so stupid.
All right, we out.
All right. She said podcast on Wednesdays, y'all.
See y'all next week.
Are we here next week?
Yeah.
No, we